Jane and Jane talk live with Nicole Derseweh, an extraordinary human being, first of all, an amazing vegan chef, and the author of an incredible book, the Vegan Ketogenic Diet Cookbook, with her friend Whitney Lauriston. I hope I said that right, Whitney Lauriston. Nicole, what are you doing as so many hunker down, hit the Netflix or the Amazon Prime and worry about themselves, worry about their own needs?
Yeah.
You are going in the other direction. You are actually going out there and giving hundreds of meals, vegan meals, to people in need, particularly those houseless during this crisis. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, well, it just kind of started organically. I thought we'd get a couple friends together to pitch in some bucks, and we would just cook up the food and hand it out. And it's kind of taken on a life of its own. Veg World News did an article when we did it last week, so that was really helpful. And we've figured out a way to provide these plant-based meals that are nutritionally balanced, and we put them in eco-friendly containers. And we just hit the streets and deliver them directly to the tents of the people that are surviving with houselessness right now. It's very difficult for them. They don't have access to shelter in place. They don't have the normal protections that we have. Many of them don't have masks or access to soap. And a lot of resources have actually been really pulled back right now because everybody's been in quarantine and not so much out there volunteering. So we're just out there trying to make a difference and serve these plant-based meals.
Well, you are, first of all, such a kind person. It really is. I've met you several times, and you're just completely consistent. No matter what goes wrong or what does happen or doesn't happen, you're just always there with this incredible attitude. I applaud you. I want whatever she's having. Okay, so now I want to talk a little bit again. You are an amazing chef. That's one of your bowls. Here's another one of your incredible. This is your potato. Tell me about this dish for a second.
So that's kind of Mediterranean inspired. Those are fingerling potatoes. They are pan seared with turmeric and coriander and a bunch of fresh herbs, parsley, dill, cilantro, and it helps kind of remove heavy metals. And then the potatoes are marinated in a lime juice with the turmeric. So it's and it's served as like a cold potato salad. So it's a little different than what people are used to, and it's really nice.
And tell us about this dish.
So this was inspired by one of my trips to the Korean spa. They serve a salad similar to this at their restaurant, and that is really nice. It's just steamed broccoli with sprouted tofu, some carrot, and a little bit of ponzu. So I make that at home. Broccoli's loaded with vitamin C, calcium, iron. It's a really great, it's cancer fighting. So as much broccoli as you can get in, do it. And I try to, it's a superfood that people kind of don't sing its praises enough because it really is powerful. And there's so many fun ways to make it, to mix it up.
So tell me, why did you decide to take this very dramatic step and go and feed the houseless, which is the politically correct term? The other term that has been used for years is no longer considered acceptable. And that's because, home can be anywhere. It can be in your little tent, or it can be even on a street corner. Home is where the heart is, as they say. But these folks you're helping out are houseless. They do not have a house, a roof over their heads. Why you, Nicole? You've just come out with this hit book, which we'll talk about in a second. Why did you say, I'm the person who has to do this?
I'll tell you, I was walking home from standing in line during the very beginning of the quarantine to get some ingredients just for my house from Trader Joe's. And I'm walking back, and I actually had a lot of hope going into this. And because the people at Trader Joe's were so helpful and everybody was keeping calm and so loving. And I started singing that song, Lean on Me. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. And I it felt so true, because it's like, here we are during this crisis and everyone's banding together and showing compassion and love and being helpful. And it felt so true, and my heart was happy, and I was singing. And as I was singing it, Jane, I walked past a houseless person with their poor head literally laying on the concrete. And it broke my heart. It's like, well, who does this person have to lean on right now? And I believe that we are collective, that we are a shared energy, and we are not okay until we are all okay. So we're all connected like a big chain, like a big Jane chain. And, you know, if there's a weak link, then we're all suffering, you know? So I wanted that song to be true. And I wanted houseless people to know that they're not forgotten, that they are loved, that their life matters, and that they're cared for.
Wow. And now, again, we are speaking to Nicole Derseweh, the author with Whitney Lauriston of the Vegan Ketogenic Diet. She's an accomplished chef and caterer and all-around amazing person. And what's the importance of feeding vegan food? So we've shown a couple of her dishes. I've gone to major events that you've catered. You do such a great job. You often, you know, the last time I saw you, we were in Hidden Hills, which is one of the most exclusive areas of Los Angeles, at a very ritzy party that you were catering. And so one of the amazing things for me about veganism is that all of that totem polling and who's more important than who seems to go away when we are all concerned about saving the planet, saving animals from torture, needless torture, saving people from heart disease and cancer and obesity and diabetes and all the other things that come along with a heavy meat dairy diet. And you're the epitome of that. You cater events at some very, very, like the most exclusive neighborhoods in Los Angeles. Yeah. And then boom, you're with houseless people. And the commonality is feeding vegan food to everybody, no matter what strata of life they're in. Why is the vegan element so important to this cause? And let me just take down this banner for a second so we can show the full extent of what you're doing. Donate $5 buys one meal, goal 300 meals. And there you are, looking hip as ever, even as you self-quarantine and social distance. Yeah, why is the vegan component so important?
Well, you know, a big foundational piece is that we don't want to do harm in order to do good. So I don't feel right harming animals to feed a person, you know, and then harming the planet to feed a person. And a big portion of this is, yes, we're serving a meal, but we're helping to heal these people by giving them a sense of dignity. And when you can start to heal your self-dignity, you can kind of put one foot in front of the other. And out of respect and dignity, I would never feed any person something that I personally wouldn't eat. And I definitely wouldn't feed somebody something that I thought was going to make them sick or cause them to have cancer. Anything like that. It wouldn't sit right with me, because then I would be doing more harm to just pat myself on the back and feel like I did a good thing when really I didn't. So that's just always been a fundamental piece of this, you know, and I've been plant-based for 7 years. I don't serve anything. I mean, you talked about all these exclusive parties. I've been offered a lot of amazing jobs, and I just won't take them unless it's agreed upon up front that it's going to be 100% plant-based, because that's my moral code, and that's what I believe is the right thing to do.
Yes, and we're talking to Nicole Derseweh, co-author of this incredible new book, Vegan Ketogenic Diet. We actually have the link to where you can buy it, and it's available everywhere bookstores are sold. She's written it with Whitney Lauriston, who is another wonderful person that I met recently, and they are doing Nicole is doing donate $5 buys one meal, goal 300 meals. Now, what I find interesting is you are an amazing vegan chef. You do exclusively vegan. You are vegan, but you're also from the South. Tell me about that, because often the South, not to say there's plenty of meat eaters floating around here in California, but the South is sometimes perceived of as being especially resistant to the plant-based message. Maybe that's not a fair assessment. I often find that the people I expect and think will be very, very open to veganism, like let's say somebody who's fighting world hunger, they're very resistant. They don't want to hear the message. They've got their operation feeding meat to people in need, and they don't want to be told that there's a better way to do it and that they're actually contributing to the problem when they use the most inefficient food source ever invented, which is meat and the breast milk of another species not designed for us. And then I find people that sometimes I wouldn't expect them to be open, like, the plumber who comes over to fix something here. And then on the way out, I'll say, hey, check this out. And he'll say, oh, wow, I would like to read that. I don't believe in stereotyping people based on geography or their background, their ethnicity, their race, anything. So we lost, there you are, you're back. So you are from the South. Tell us about that experience of being vegan from the South and how it happened.
Well, actually, I am raised in California, but my grandmother's from the South.
Oh, we lost you for a second there. Bet you're going to come back. Nicole, very nice, though. Very pretty as she's frozen in time. Again, we were talking to Nicole Derseweh'S, who with Whitney Lauriston is the author of the Vegan Ketogenic Diet, and she is doing donate $5 buys, one meal goal, 300 meals. I want to get to how people can get involved. So answer that one question, and then we'll hit that before we lose the signal.
People can get involved. They can Venmo me directly at Nicole Derseweh, or they can PayPal the Martha Project. And you can just directly PayPal the Martha Project or Venmo me at Nicole Derseweh, and 100% of the proceeds are going to feeding these plant-based meals to the people that are most in need right now.
Now, how do you cook? You just do them in your own kitchen? You're cooking?
Yeah, I'm cooking all of it myself, and then the volunteers actually Saturday morning will come over starting at 8 a.m. to help finish. This time we're doing a stuffed sweet potato boat with black beans, collard greens, pico de gallo, and a cashew salad. So, and wow. I just set it up like a conveyor belt, like if you went to a sandwich shop and the volunteers just sit in line and we just pass it down the line. Everyone puts their topping on, package the box. We do, we put some love energy over it before all the volunteers hand out, and that's what we do. And we have a doctor and a nurse that are helping us this time, and they've donated some medical supplies and 300 masks to go with the meals because a lot of the houseless people don't have face masks. So we got those donated as well.
Now, okay, did you go out there? So you've been in there, not just cooking the food, but seeing people?
Yeah, we go out. So after I'm done cooking the food, we do small caravans of 3, and everybody has their masks, their gloves. The doctors have donated surgical gowns for us, and then we just go split directions. Everyone has a location. We're on a group thread, so everyone texts where they've already done a drop-off, and we go deliver it directly to the tents of these people.
Okay, so you can either Venmo you at Nicole Derseweh, okay, yeah. There's a spelling, or you can PayPal the Martha Project. Right. Now, okay, last question. Have you seen a change in the houseless community? In other words, we know people are losing their jobs. Are we seeing it at an increased number of people who are houseless, or has that not happened yet?
I feel like it's already starting to happen. Yeah, there's definitely been some areas that are extremely more densely populated. I also think that a lot of the shelters got overcrowded when the quarantine first started. A lot of shelters, they took in houseless people, but then they did a closed door policy. Once you're in, and if you're out, you're out. And some people didn't find placement, and so they're stuck out through the duration of the quarantine. So they're not going to have access. So they really are counting on these meals and our help. And what a beautiful message that the people that actually chose to take the time and to risk their own safety to feed them were people that were vegan. I think that's the most beautiful thing. And Jane, I'll tell you one heartwarming story. We went to an encampment at Echo Park Lake, and there was a younger group of tents, and one of the gentlemen came out, and we were going to hand him the food, and he said, oh, well, what is it? I'm vegan. And I said, don't worry, babe, it's vegan. And I was so thrilled. I mean, can you imagine some of these vegans were so weak and lazy, they get stuck at an airport for 6 hours and they cheat, you know? And here's the poor guy, he doesn't know when he's going to get his next meal, but he said, no, I'm vegan. I won't eat it unless it's vegan.
Yes, that reminds me of there's a chapter in Jonathan Safran Foer's book about that, and how if you know you're doing the right thing for the right reasons, it's not about cheating. It's really not about cheating ever. And so I just want to say you're my hero, Nicole. I don't know how you do it, and you always are styling while you do good works. That's the amazing thing. Even when your video froze for a second, you looked fabulous. So I just want to say thank you for all you do. You're an absolutely amazing person. And you're a great chef. And by the way, if you're watching and you need a party catered, this is a woman to ask. She does incredible catering. I've seen it with my own eyes and tasted it. So thank you again and good luck.
Thank you.
Everybody help out. PayPal the Martha Project. Even $5 will help feed a houseless person.
Yes, yes. Anything you can do helps, and we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.
All right. Talk soon. Bye.